What is your relationship with time? And when I ask that question, I mean, are you somebody that looks at time as just a unit of measurement? You don't have any feelings either way? Do you look at time as a nuisance, something that you need to get past or get over to get to some imaginary new life that you wish could happen? Or do you look at time as an opportunity, a place, a unit of measurement where you can use compound interest to improve your life? Depending on how you answer that question, is going to determine the course of the rest of your life. And for today's video, I want to talk about time as a utility and the value you get out of it. So as you can see on the board here, I started a quote here by the famous Greek philosopher Heraclitus. And the quote goes, "You can't step in the same river twice." Now, this is very profound for you in your life for this reason. Suppose there's a river running just outside your house, and you walk outside and you step in the river at 11:30 a.m. Now you take your foot out, you wait 5 minutes, you don't move at all, and you stick your foot back in at 11:35. Did you just step in the same river? And the answer is no, and here is why. Heraclitus said, the river is different. But also, you are different. But he said the man, woman is different. Now, why is that? The river is different because the sediment, the creatures in it, are not in the same position they were 5 minutes ago in the river. But more importantly, you are different. Now, some of you may be asking, if I'm standing in the same spot, I haven't changed my clothes, I haven't left that spot, and I stick my foot in the same foot in the same river, how am I different? And the profound answer will open you up to a multitude of ways to improve the thinking on your life. First, let's talk about number 2 here. First, your body regenerates cells constantly in your body. And I believe that the figure is 7 months. Every single cell in your body has become new. All the old stuff's been flushed out, eaten, and you've made new cells everywhere. So your cellular makeup is different. What else has changed? Well, in those 5 minutes, what did you do? Did you think? Did you ponder about life? Or did you just sit there and twiddle your thumbs? Chances are you had a few thoughts. And the sum total of those thoughts has changed because in those 5 minutes, you may have gained some new insights. What else is different? Here's one you never thought about. Your position's different. How could that be? You're standing in the same river on the same spot, the same foot, same person, same clothes, same everything. How has your position changed? And the answer is the Coriolis effect. You were standing on the same ground, but you didn't consider space. In the 5 minutes you waited to dip your toe in that river again, the Coriolis effect is taken over, and you are in a different spot because of the spin of the earth than you were 5 minutes ago. If you're in a different space, and I'm not just talking about length, width here. This is what before I told you Coriolis effect, you were thinking length and width. You weren't thinking about space, 3D. If you subscribe to the theory that environment affects you, both physically and mentally, the people you hang around with, the space you live in, the places you go, well then, if you're in a different spot in 3D space 5 minutes later than you were before, you've changed. Technically, you're in a different environment. You may not feel it, but it's there, it's happened. The spin of the earth has moved you in your positioning. What else has changed? Well, if this has changed and this has changed and this has changed, what do you think the combination of those three have done? 1 plus 1 plus 1 isn't always 3. These three may have combined to change you even more. So the combination of these changes, prior changes. And the point I want to make here is the river is different because the same water you stepped in is now downstream. It's not the same water. So we got different water. Whatever creatures and soil in there has shifted in the last 5 minutes. So that may not seem like a big deal to you, but that has an influence on you. And then we talked about how you have changed. Cellular makeup, thoughts, position and space, and the combination of all these prior changes. So if we take into account that the river is different and you are different, and we take those two differences, then really you can never step in the same river twice. What is the takeaway from what I've just told you? If you change with time, some things you realize and some things you don't, like this, how can you use that to your advantage? Well, if you give yourself time to change your thoughts, your cellular makeup changes, assuming your diet's good, your body's cleansing poisons, your thoughts get better, your position changes, could you also change not just your position in space-time, but your position in life? Is there a better place to live for you? Is there a better place to work? And another one, which we go back to this, is in the 5 minutes since you stepped in the river the first time, your position in space has shifted, but so has everybody else's on this planet. So when we talk about other people with respect to you in time, are there better friends to find? So if we look at time as linear, I'm going to stand in front of the board real quick. This is the past, I'm the present, and this is the future. As time moves, it goes like this. I'm the present, so I'm going now into the future. The past is coming up this way. Why do I tell you this? If you can never step in the same river, and life is like a river of time, what changes can you make to make the new time even better? You can find a better place to live if that's affecting you and your environment. You can find a better place to work. You can find better friends to hang out with. What else? What in your space-time can you change in 5 minutes or 5 days or 5 weeks or 5 months? The information you consume. Let's put another one. If your mind works off a diet of information and influence around you, we're talking about books, websites, courses, all that. If you hold everything else the same but change this, how would that influence your life? So for instance, if you every morning you wake up and you have coffee at 8 a.m. and you do the same routine over and over again, but tomorrow, when you step in that same quote unquote river of time at 8 a.m., maybe you're getting ready for work, you have your coffee. What if you switched out the books or websites you read with something a little better to help you improve all this? Would that change everything else? Maybe. What if when you went to work, let's say you drive and your usual path to work, like here's you, here's work, and you got to go like this. That's your usual path. What if tomorrow you went like this? What are you going to discover when you make the new path? You going to run into new people? Are you going to see new sights? How's that going to influence your thought and your outlook on life? And so to wrap this video up, we get into routines in our life. And if you look at the river flowing, it looks the same all the time. But in reality, you never step in the same river twice. Because as Heraclitus said, the river's different and you're different. And I don't care what your time horizon is, seconds, minutes, hours, days. We can expand that to whatever. What I want you to take away from this video is, as you repeat your river of time each day, your routine, think about the things you can change for the better. Because you're going to change no matter what. You may see it, you may not. But what other things can you do in your routine to make your life better? And so with that, thank you for watching.